Let's see. Here comes Kaya and Katie. Deep breath. Come back to sitting. Beautiful to watch some of you dance. Thank you so much. Maureen, Eva, there was a bunch of you. Thank you. Beautiful to watch you. Again, your privacy is still happening, but I can look, I can peek and see. Okay, let me just check if, Koryanka, are you here? If you are, please unmute yourself. I saw some phones without names coming in, so let's just see if she's here. Okay, well, we'll get started. Okay, so let's just take a moment to ground and center, to take the breath, take the energy of the movement of the body, the blood flowing through our bodies now, more circulation, more energy, and breathe in and really drink in how it feels when we move our bodies to music or in ways that feel joyful for us. You can close your eyes and just drop in. And as you breathe, tune yourself to your heart frequency. Just become aware of your heart space right now, as if you're breathing in and out of the heart, noticing the way it's possible to expand and open your heart center more with each breath, extending and opening the field of the heart, the frequency of unconditional love, so that we connect in the field. We are, after all one beyond this experience, this dream world of form. So let us affirm that oneness by connecting our hearts in this field. Breathing, feeling how it is to be in ceremony, in circle with each other, in the dance with each other, the dance of life, the dance of the body, the dance of the breath flowing in and out of the heart. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, send the love from your heart out to your sisters and perhaps some sacred brothers who are here with us now, in this now moment and on the recording, those who will join us later. And now on the next breath in, breathe in the blessings from your sisters and brothers. Receiving the love, the connection, the shared common cause, and exhaling again, offering your love, offering your prayers to humanity, starting with those who are joining us here. And another breath in, receiving the love of your sisters, the love of your brothers, and exhaling and extending that into the field for all of life. Thank you. When you're ready, if your eyes are closed, you can open them. Okay, so I'm not sure why Corey isn't here. Let us just take a moment to just send her some good energy. Hopefully it's just a power outage thing or something. So just taking a breath in now and just using our energy fields to offer some love and energy for Corey. For whatever the reason is, because she's always on time in here, so this is a surprise. We're just sending some love light to her and to her family. Thank you. Okay, so if there's anyone new here, I'm going to do a quick introduction of myself. My name is Dawn DelVecchio, and I am the founder of the Return of the Priestess speaker series, the co-founder of this Prayers for Humanity free series that's been going on now for, I don't know, more than 2 years. I think it'll be 3 years in September. And Koryanka Cornejo and I put this together when we realized the significance of the need for prayer, for care, for love, for humanity. And many of you know our story, so I'm not going to belabor it too much. You can, look on our websites to learn more about us. But we are both priestesses with very different lineages who are living and walking this earth walk with our ministry being our vocation, let's say. In service through the courses we offer, retreats we offer, one-on-one work we offer, and free things like this. We're both ceremonial priestesses, and here comes Corey. So let me among other things, we're ceremonial priestesses as well. So as she comes in, I'm going to take a moment here and get her up on screen and unmuted. Corey, if you'll say something so I can find you and pin you. Let's see. Can't find you. Are you there? Oh, it looks like she's not on yet. Koryanka, are you there? Go ahead and unmute yourself so we can.
Yes.
There you are. Yay.
Hello, Don. I made it.
We just sent you energy because I was worried that you hadn't shown up. I thought, oh, maybe there's a power outage or something. So I'm glad to see you here. Welcome.
Thank you. Yes, the internet was a little tricky this time.
Yeah, it looks like you're on your phone. So
Yeah.
okay. Well, I was just introducing us. So I was just we had danced and I did a little grounding and centering and I've introduced us briefly. So now what I'd like to do is just invite you to welcome everyone and open sacred space for us.
Yes, thank you so much. I see that we have a beautiful number of sisters, and Aliyah says, amazing song. I know that Dawn and I like to dance and like music. And what there is not to like about it? I mean, it really puts us in the mood and centers us to start sacred ceremonial work. I'd love to welcome everyone and thank you for being here with us today and for your patience as it took me a little while to enter the call. I am so excited for this sacred call of the prayers for humanity that we are, co-creating together, really. So your energy is very much part of the co-creation. Let's do an opening prayer. Let's place our hands on our heart center and we can take a deep breath. Divine Spirit of love and light, beloved teachers and guides, Pachamama, spirits of the mountains, the teacher plants, spiritual warriors, ancestors, great protectors, grandmothers, grandfathers, we welcome you all. Thank you for your presence today. I want to also offer gratitude to all of our spirit guides, each one that you bring with you to prayers for humanity. May you all create a bubble of protection all around us. And may you also clear our spaces and prepare our environments as well for our highest work today. May you bless everyone's contribution. May you bless Dawn's contribution to this sacred prayers for humanity. And may we all do great work together. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all. Thank you all. And so it is.
Thank you, Corey. And so it is. Ooh, okay. So our theme today, integrating new light. So I'm sure it's no mystery to any of you that we have gone through a very, very potent activating period. And really it began with the solar eclipse at the very beginning of April. And then we had those potent solar storms here just a couple of weeks ago. And this is really, it's like the cosmos is now coming to, you could say, I'm getting the words coming to our aid, coming to support our ascension journey. And it is accelerating, igniting an even more powerful or rapid transformation of humanity, of human consciousness, and also of Gaia's energetics. So in addition to the recent solar storms, we also, and the fact that we're moving as a solar system through the photon belt, which is this incredibly high frequency plasmic light that we move through every like 12,000 years or 24, I'm not sure. But these frequencies upgrade us. They upgrade the frequency of the planet, that we're rising in our energetics. And with that, paired with that, is a lower magnetic shield on Earth. And these are things that scientists can measure. You can look at whether you're watching, what is it, solarweather.com, I think it's called, or something like that, or the Schumann resonance, Mother Earth's heartbeat. It's very clear that we are in a new energetic on this Earth. And so we've had these solar storms, and there were like 19, and I think on just one weekend or one day or something, whereas typically it could be anything from 0 to 10 or 15 a month. And even that, 10 and 15 is a lot per month. So solar storms, lower magnetic shield, add those together, you get upgrades. You get consciousness upgrades, you get DNA activation, you get, the junk DNA is coming back online. You get shifts on the planet. You get Gaia, rumbling and moving her body that manifests in the form of things like earthquakes or volcanic activity, this sort of tectonic activations. And you also get symptoms and a disruption of the status quo within the individual and the collective. So, and many of you have heard me talk about this before, so please forgive me my redundancy here, but I feel it's important to underscore it here, particularly in the context of today's theme. We have lived for thousands and thousands of years and maybe thousands of generations in a deep degree of consciousness darkness, consciousness density, deep separation from source, where we could hide our secrets from each other because we weren't telepathic, where we could lie to ourselves, where we were dominated by ego, whose intention and plan and structure in the psyche is to project onto others what we disown in ourselves. Hence, a lot of shadow material. As the light's been coming in more and more, and I think it started, in some spheres with the harmonic convergence back in 1986, I think it was. And certainly in 2012, December 21st, 2012, this was a trigger point, an activation point of new light emerging and new consciousness shifting. And it activated some people to step into their light leadership, and acted many others to go deep into their shadow work. Because when you have light, you cannot have darkness. They cannot go together. So there have been many of us who've done deep, deep work on ourselves, clearing old detritus of lifetimes and lineages of shadow material, darkness, self-loathing, projection, fear, conditioning to be in an enslaved consciousness, blah, blah, blah. All of this stuff that we talk about often on these calls in different ways. And in other areas, I'm sure, of your life, the light leaders often point to. And so those of us who have done clearing work may find this part of the ascension journey a little bit easier, but not necessarily so, because we have family stuff that comes up. We have loved ones who haven't necessarily done much shadow work, who are now feeling the pressure to transform, but minus some of the spiritual and energetic tools that we have. And also with more density to clear because they haven't been doing it. So all of this leads to the whole point and purpose of Prayers for Humanity is to offer more light and love into the field, more compassion, more mercy, more prayers into the field to support all of us, and including our sisters and brothers who are less, let's say, spiritually resourced, emotionally, psychologically, financially resourced, any of the above. So right now, we may all be experiencing symptoms because this much influx of light through these solar storms, no matter how much you're like, yeah, I'm in my groove, I've done a lot of shadow work, I've cleared a lot of stuff, I've got my spiritual practice, I'm cruising. We're still these avatars, these mind-body vehicles, were born and raised and designed for that old earth. So we're upgrading our physical vessels to hold more light. So as these big influxes of light come in, whether we're out there like I was in my crystal grid, like calling it in, upgrade me, or we're even just inside most of the time, we're getting these light codes. And what that can mean is physical symptoms that and the physical symptomology and even maybe emotional stuff, probably emotional stuff, is part and parcel to it's like we're being called to up level. Right? So just like when you're learning how to ride a bike, when you first learn how to ride a bike, you fall down, you wobble, you get all noodly, you bruise your knees, but then eventually you kind of do it. And then it's like, no problem. You're just cruising. And then if you want to, you can learn how to ride a unicycle or, like I used to do, you put your feet on the seat and ride your handlebars. You get more ability and more agility. So we're now in the phase of integrating and getting some ability and agility with this light. So we want to integrate. So I wanted to invite you all to share any symptoms you've been having that may be symptoms of this activation. So let me just touch on a few here. And just as a general blanket statement, this is not a medical diagnosis. I'm not a doctor. I have no authority in such realms. And this is not to talk about any kind of chronic dis-ease. I'm talking about symptoms that come and go that aren't actually medically connected to anything. So, for example, unexplained fatigue. You got your baseline energetics, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I'm so exhausted. I'm just going to sleep for 10 hours. Or the opposite, overstimulation, where you can't sleep very much. Things like ear ringing, that's not, again, a diagnosed tinnitus thing, but it's a symptom where it becomes strong or it comes and goes. Also, emotional things like world weariness, where you're like, just kind of like a little bit over the whole, whatever it is that you do a lot of, from your own work in the world to, scrolling YouTube or Facebook or the routines of your life. There might be a sense of weariness around the density. We've lived in this very physically dense world, so we have to put our shoes on and we have to climb upstairs and we have to plant the seeds in order for them to grow. And while there's nothing wrong with any of those things, this sense of world weariness or density weariness might be coming up for you. Also, strange body aches or health issues that don't have a cause, that aren't related to a medical condition or flare-ups of medical conditions. These are some of the possible symptoms that you might be experiencing. So I really want to invite you to share some things here, and I'm just going to read them out and then I'm going to go back. So we have, let's see, Selena says, yes, disown and desire within ourselves, the heroes and the villains of consciousness. Okay, so that must have been about projection. And then she also says, sore throat for no apparent reason the last 3 days. It was from Saturday through Wednesday. And yes, I had a lot of work weariness time too, like a tiny dark night of the soul this past week. Thank you for bringing that up, Selena, because yeah, dark night of the soul, like a mini one, like a blip of it. That absolutely can be the case too. That makes total sense to me. And I see nods in the room here on that. So go ahead if you want to share more, if anyone has anything else that is coming up for you. And I'm just going to, we've got exhaustion, vertigo, off balance, distracted. Yeah, I found forgetfulness too. I'm just realizing forgetfulness of things or letting things go. Like I went to my updates folder in my Gmail the other day. I was like, look at all these receipts that I didn't make screenshots for to send to my accountant, like for months. And somehow yesterday I was like, oh, this has got to be done. So let's see, what else? Fatigue, headaches, unusual body aches, a lot like growing pains from my youth. Very interesting, Maureen. That is a great insight because it is, isn't it? It's like growing pains. Brilliant. Serafina says that one too, I forgot. So I think maybe she means the growing pains or fatigue. Denisa says several at different times. Insomnia, yeah, I have that. Sleeping a lot. So that flip-flop, insomnia, sleeping too much. That one too. Body stiffness, nausea, vertigo, unusual migraines, Corey says. Oh, that's not fun. So yeah, so you can see we all have these things that are going on. And in the old way, the old system that actually was a relatively new system in the medical sense was, oh, I have a symptom, I got to go to the doctors. That's certainly how my parents raised me, but I wouldn't do that. But I'd go right away to like, what am I eating? Should I go to the naturopath or things like that? And sometimes it's just a matter of observation. One of the great teachings that I received in my younger youth self, young adulthood, is the wise woman tradition of herbal healing, where the first step is to observe. And that really helped me a lot to notice, observation before intervention, not forever and ever, amen, but just observation, because, and especially that really can apply right now, because these things, they come and go like blips on the screen. Selena says, my soul sister in France also had a mini DNOS. I don't know what that is, this past week. And we decided that something must be up, the collective healing cycle. So thank you. Oh, Dark Night of the Soul. Thank you. Yes, yes. Okay, so Renata says avoiding places with lots of people, long sleeps with lots of dreams. Yeah, so Renata, thank you for bringing that up, because more sensitivity to other people's energy is absolutely part of this upgrade, right? We are becoming more empathic. We're becoming more sensitive, and we have to honor that rather than dismiss it as something um, to ignore. And so that takes some time to learn. I mean, if you've known anyone who's a gifted psychic, many of them have had to learn how to set up boundaries, how to shut down their taking in the psychic information, because it's just coming at them all the time and it's just too much. So that may be something that all of us will eventually go to the school for somewhere, somewhen. Jamrita says, I've fallen 3 times since November, broken fingers, ribs, hurt. Ooh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry to hear that. Harshita says she's faced entity attacks through family members. Yeah, I know that one. Insomnia, fatigue, breakdown of normal routines. Yeah. And so I want to invite you all. I mean, we can go on and on here. I want to make sure that I honor everyone's time, because this is really interesting and we can talk about every one of them. And so I would like you to keep sharing if it feels aligned, but I want to keep moving forward with this, because I do have a guided journey experience for us so that we can really integrate this light. One thing before we go there is I do want to point, though, to the invitation here, that when you have something that's consistent, like breaking digits, for example, a lot, as one sister shared, or a specific thing that keeps happening for you. Let's say you keep dropping things or you keep falling, or those kind of physical symptoms. If it's not a one-off, if it's a consistent thing, there is the body's invitation here to look. The body is signaling something. Actually, what it is the spirit, the higher self, the mind, the capital M mind, is signaling you through your body to look here. Look here. There's a message for you here. So that's one of our tools, right? That's one of our spiritual tools, that the body, when we have stayed in a habit that doesn't serve us for too long, it gets more and more dense until it comes into physical form. And the invitation then is for us to look, what is this about? What is this message in my body telling me about a shift that I need to make in my mind, in my consciousness, in my daily patterns, in my career, in my relationship, whatever. And that's a journey to have that experience. So we don't want to sweep away every symptom as, oh, it's just ascension symptoms. When there's something really consistent, that's different. That's personal to you, related to your soul's evolutionary impulse to heal or clear or elevate something. So I just wanted to make that distinction there. Okay, so with regard to all these symptoms, though, let us remember that when there's this much light, our nervous systems are under stress. The central nervous system is really the part of us that's upgrading, the energetic that at the physiological level needs to step up, needs to learn how to ride that bicycle at the next level. So those of us who are aware of these things and we're working it, we're getting traction with it. We understand, we understand these things, and we work with them, and then we elevate to the next level, and we're in flow again. And we may have cleared detritus along the way. Now, the sisters and brothers of our earth, so many who are still very much in the old consciousness. They watch the news, they watch TV, they believe what authorities tell them, whatever that authority is, whatever they perceive as authority. They're deeply steeped in that old programming. They are being subjected to enormous amounts of fear mongering and divisiveness. Well, you could say we all are, but many of us are realizing that how to break the code, I think, is the way Lori Appleby, my dear sister friend and assistant, says. We crack the code, which is to go inward and rise above the battlefield. And we do that through our frequencies, and we do that through where our attention is, because energy flows where attention goes. Nonetheless, many sisters and brothers, they believe it all. They're caught up in divisiveness. They believe that they must take a polarized side on any issue. And we can roll them off like a roll of toilet paper these days since 2020. How many issues are being presented, invitations for us to take a side, to offer an opinion, to get self-righteously offended, to be annoyed, etc. So that's the context, the backdrop in which we are upgrading our nervous systems as part of our own conscious ascension, as part of our flow with Gaia, and as part of our service, as part of our individual and collective ministry, if you will, for our sisters and brothers of Earth. So let us not give energy to the increased fear mongering, the divisiveness, or the temptations of, the temptations of the devil. What are they? To take a side and judge the other side on whatever. We are all one. They're our sisters and brothers. Lost in form, foaming at the mouth with anger, whatever. This is a dream. We are one beyond this. So let us bring love to the field of our collective. So the conscious choice points, these conscious choice points are now coming fast and furious. They're coming daily for us. Daily, multiple times a day, if you're on any social media, if you're watching the TV at all, even maybe if you're just walking through your life or the grocery store, you're being given conscious choice points multiple times a day. Do I judge or do I love? Do I stand in opposition or do I accept? Do I forgive or do I hold against? Now, right now, with the full moon we just had yesterday, we have an ignition energy, and I want to credit that quote from Molly McCord. Any of our astrologers here, you may listen to Molly McCord's Intuitive Astrology, and I love this. I was very inspired by this full moon's energy as she delivered the description. We have an ignition point of energies. So we had the full moon in Sagittarius and the sun in Gemini. These are both energetic signs of fire in an air sign. Right now we have Jupiter and Venus in the last degree of Taurus, the slow plodding Taurus. And in a few days, they are going to move into fast-moving Gemini. I've already noticed a pickup in energies. I've gotten downloads for two significant offerings that will be coming forth in 2024 and 2025, like in 2 days, in 24 hours, and already the energy to begin to develop them. And I felt like I was fallow for months. So just notice that you may be activated. There may be a lot of stuff coming into your field, things you have to attend to, stuff that you that seemed like it wasn't stacking up, all of a sudden, like, whoom, I got to deal with this and this and this and this and this. So take a breath, ground yourself every day, and know that the energies have your back. This is the time now for activation, the ignition point with which we can make those choices more clearly, too, instead of contemplating for months or picking at that little scab that annoys us of something that pissed us off and go, right, oh, that's a low frequency choice point. No, I'm going to love, boop, put it aside, move forward. That's the energy we are now stepping into at this time. And in the weeks ahead, it's going to increase. So this can be a real blessing, again, when we have the inner resources and when we've integrated enough light so our central nervous system isn't overworked and overfried. So that's what I wanted to share in terms of the message today. And I want to take us now into a guided meditation, guided journey to integrate, amplify, and extend these new light frequencies so that we really are the embodiment of a clear channel for the light to pour in, pour through, light us up with, and extend into the field for all of life. So just notice as we go through this, if there's any sort of places of blockage or tension, just take note of them. No need to resist. Just allow the light to gently dissolve. Anything that comes up, you could even jot down a note later to notice if there's you need to pull out any of your spiritual tools to work on something that comes up during this meditation. So I'm just going to take a pause and have a sip of my tea here. Okay. So, let us now settle in and shift our energies from taking in information to attuning our frequency to the beautiful light available to us. So when you're ready, you can close your eyes and begin with a nice, slow, deep breath into the belly. Soften the belly. Relax the body as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, allow your etheric cord at the root to drop down and extend to reach into Mother Earth. Good. We're going to take a few more breaths like this, breathing into the belly. Relax all the muscles of the face. Relax and soften the belly. Receive the breath of life. Exhale, dropping your cord, anchoring into Gaia, leveraging the energies of Venus and Jupiter at the last degree of Taurus to feel the expansive beauty way connection with Gaia as you continue to breathe in and out, deepening and dropping in with each breath. Softening the face, the shoulders, the jaw, the belly on the inhale. Deepening into Mother Earth on the exhale. Feel how deeply relaxed you are, even with a straight spine. Even maintaining present awareness here and with your breath. That's right. Good. And notice and honor the connection with Gaia now, with Pachamama, Mother Earth. With gratitude and reverence, feel and note the way you uniquely plug into her and she uniquely welcomes you. Oh, good. And with the breath and your intention Draw up the life force energy from Gaia, up, up, up through that root. Each breath pulling that life force up. Each inhale, each exhale, drawing that life force up through your root, up into the body. And just letting your creative imagination see, know, and sense the life force pulsating, rising up and filling you. Your physical body, your cells, your organs, your central column, your energy centers or chakras. Just rising up like sap rising up a tree, up, up, up. Inviting, welcoming, relaxing into receiving. The life force that grounds you, centers you here, now. Good. And breathing to let that energy rise up and out the crown of the head, opening up to Cosmic Mother, to the divine light flows, to the plasma fields of love light intelligence, the upgrades from Father Sun, the solar storms, the photon belt, the central sun, all of our planetary solar family bodies, opening now and breathing in to receive that energetic, those energetics as well, drawing them down through the crown in just the same way you drew up the energy from above, drawing it down now. Feel the light code energetics. Feel the way the light of the eternal central sun, the plasma fields, and the solar bodies, our sun, our moon, Jupiter and Venus, Neptune, and all of the planetary bodies, as they extend their energy to you now, they offer support for stabilizing these new frequencies within your avatar mind-body vehicle, your central nervous system, the physical vessel itself. And just take a moment now to be in communion with Gaia, with Father Sun, with the other planetary bodies, the photon belt, and indeed expanding to our galaxy. And as you sit in this field, just let your own imagination open to receive impressions, reflections, support. Your unique relationship with these energies reveals to you just the way you are best supported now. And breathing with these energies, allow your own nervous system to deepen in stabilization, consistent flow, ease, and strength. And we're going to just take a moment now to breathe with our awareness to the central nervous system. So, using your mind's eye, your intention and attention, create a visual now of your central nervous system. Maybe you physically know what that looks like. Maybe you don't. It doesn't matter. Just let your subconscious mind show you an image of your central nervous system. And as you breathe, see and know the light flows from all of these supportive energies, nourishing, stabilizing, and strengthening that central nervous system. Literally integrating more light, more cosmic light into your system from the central nervous system outward. Let it be like a balm, like a soothing salve that nonetheless activates in just the right level of strength for you, for your body-mind vehicle, for your life circumstances, for your personal capacity to hold light now. That's right. Good. Good. Mm. And in this now moment, as you are receiving this stabilizing, energetic offered from Gaia, Solaris, the cosmos, our planetary friends and allies, let us just affirm and know that it is so. As I breathe into this center, this now moment, I allow my central nervous system to up-level, to recalibrate to a higher order, to a expanded capacity to integrate and transmit light. I do this in accord with love and my highest intent. Breathe in and allow that to be true if it aligns for you. Beautiful. And now from this place of deep connection with your supported, expanded, illuminated central nervous system, we are going to use the breath to expand this light into all areas of the mind-body vehicle first, and then into the field beyond us. So continuing to breathe and continuing to see with the mind's eye your illuminated nervous system, relaxed, not nervous. Allow the light to expand beyond the central nervous system into the tissues and organs all around, into the bones, into the flesh, into the bloodstream. Light, light expanding out from the center into all areas of your body. With grace and ease, no pressure necessary, to just the amount that's right for you. That's right. Good. And as you feel yourself becoming full with this light, expanded, eased, and luminous with these higher light codes, integrating them into your avatar mind-body vehicle, take a moment to return to breathing into the lower belly. We're going to do 3 soft breaths here. Breathing in, soft, soft belly, receiving the breath. Exhaling, releasing the breath. This is integrating this light into the tissues. Soft breath in, softening the belly, expanding. Easeful, graceful inhale. Exhaling, beautiful. And one more breath in, into the belly, soft, soft, easeful, grace-filled. Exhaling, beautiful. So we are really allowing with gentleness and love and care these beautiful mind-body vehicles, these beautiful avatars for our souls to recalibrate to a higher order, a higher frequency of light in order to serve more effectively, in order to live more joyfully, in order to relieve ourselves of any ascension symptoms, and in order to assist those who may need a stabilizing force in their life in the days and weeks to come. So in that knowing now, take a moment to come into the heart, the energy center, the chakra of unconditional love, our connection with our source creator. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the heart center as a kind of central command to amplify the light that we are holding such that it expands beyond the physical body and into the energy field or our auric field or our toroidal field around us. So as you breathe into the heart, just imagine that each inhalation and each exhalation is akin to turning up a knob ever so gently, dialing up the light within and around you, expanding your field of light, upgrading the luminosity of your essence, activating more of your soul's capacity to be a bearer of light in form. Each breath, amplifying the light, nourishing yourself first with the light on all levels of your being, even as you expand it out into the field. Good. And when you feel this sense of being expanded in the light of your beingness, surrounded and emanating this amplified light, I want to ask us each and all to imagine for a moment that we are standing in a great circle, or floating perhaps, all around Gaia, all around Mother Earth. And our fields are overlapping each other. Our light bodies are overlapping each other. Just a little bit at first. Just a little bit. We are creating a circle of love, light, intelligence, of upgraded, recalibrated, expanded, and amplified light to share with each other first. And now to begin to expand, to share and interpenetrate all of Gaia, our Mother Earth herself, all of the life forms upon her, and our dear sisters and brothers of Earth, of all sides of any polarity, of all states of challenge and enlightenment. Every sister and brother bathed in the light of our collective love now. See, know, and trust that this is so. Where two or more are gathered in the name of Christ light, of love, so do miracles occur. Let us be the miracle for our sisters and brothers, known or unknown. Let us extend the love of God through us to all of life in this now and forevermore. And just notice what you see, feel, or become aware of as you presence with this devotion to love, with this extension of love. From a place of recalibrated light, of integrated light, it is natural to wish to extend it to those we love. And by extension, further, the remembrance that all of our sisters and brothers are one with us, and our love extended to them is a miracle bestowed upon all of life. And so notice how all of our light together mingles and merges and interpenetrates the field of our collective. And in that merging, expands further still into the cosmos, such that Gaia becomes an even more luminous, gorgeous, light-filled being, a heralding of a new consciousness, a new frequency, a new blessing for our solar system, our galaxy, and all life. Beautiful. Okay, we have gone very deep, so we're going to make a care-filled and slow return now. So the first thing we want to do is come back from that place in the circle surrounding Gaia. Come back now into your own body-mind vehicle. You can let the light expand as far or as close as you'd like, so you could dial it back in if that makes it easier for you to come back into your body. And from coming back, your awareness in the vessel, come back into the room where you are now. And take a moment to become aware of your senses. What do you hear? What do you feel with your body and in your body? What do you taste and smell? What do you see behind the lids of your eyes? Just coming back home into the body. Let us reconnect that anchoring cord with Gaia. Reconnect our heart, not that we were unconnected, but bringing our awareness back to connection with Gaia, heart connection with Divine Mother, eternal God Source. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to count from 5 to 1, and we're going to gradually rise up in consciousness. Let's take a deep breath. 5. Just beginning to slowly move the torso. 4. Breathing even deeper, more vigorously. 3. Moving your limbs, your arms and your legs a little bit. Breathing vigorously, 2. Wiggling fingers and toes. Deep breath in. And 1. Open your eyes, feeling fully awake, fully alert, back in the room, back in your bodies. Thank you. Ooh. I know this has been running a bit long, and I thank those of you who have stayed with us. So you can, so what I'd like to do now is ask Koryanka to seal these energies to support all of us as we move forward.
Thank you, Dawn. Being mindful of the time, let's get started. Let's do a prayer together. Divine Spirit of love and light, beloved teachers and guides, beloved spiritual warriors, protectors, grandmothers, grandfathers, ancestors, we trust in your beautiful divine light medicine. May you soothe the symptoms of ascension and any other symptoms of spiritual growth that we are going through. May everyone find within the strength and the truth of the capacity that there is within to grow with all of this and even become stronger. May our sacred work be blessed by these times of transition and trial. May light shine through everything and anything that we are experiencing. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is.
Thank you, Koryanka. Ooh, okay. So for those of you who could stick around, a couple of quick announcements. I will be in Bali all of June, so we will not be having a Prayers for Humanity in June. We will resume in July, and of course, you'll get emails on that. And I just wanted to announce a couple things, and then Koryanka will announce whatever she wants to announce. For those of you who love to read, I do have a Substack channel, and I'm going to post it in here. It's just substack.com/@priestess. So if you like to read stuff more than watching YouTube videos or in addition, you can do that. You will get an email tomorrow with a link to this. It will be on my YouTube channel. And the Egypt and New Mexico retreats are full. If you have any interest in joining me in my beloved Thailand in February, I have just secured a beautiful resort for an intimate retreat for women who are here for planetary service and relaxation and getaway. And I will be joined by my beloved sister, Ajahn Siri, the healer, the conduit, the Naga priestess. So it will be a very beautiful thing. If you're interested, you could write support@dawndelvecchio.com and get on the list because it's not a public announcement yet. So I still have material to develop, but if you know this is a yes for you, then let's get you on that list sooner rather than later because it's likely to fill. Okay, with that, Koryanka, do you have anything you would like to share before we complete for today?
Yes, if there are any priestesses, medicine women that are starting on the path that would like to receive support and initiations to be able to rise in your sacred calling, I have a program called the Divine Woman Emergence, and you can go to my website, alturasspiritualjourneys.com, is in the Zoom chat, the link. And so you can check it out. And I just want you to know that for you to enter the program, what is important is that we get together on a call and find out how I can best support you. And if the program is for you, then I will make an invitation to you to join us.
Beautiful. Thank you, Corey. Okay, dear sisters, and if there's brothers here, thank you, thank you, thank you, as always, for taking time out of your day and your life to give, to serve, to be a priestess in service during this ascension. May these light codes serve you well. May the upgrades be smooth and grace-filled. And may you have a blessed June. And I look very forward to our next gathering in July. Thank you, thank you. Koryanka, as always, thank you so much, sister, for joining me for this and supporting this with your beautiful energy. Many blessings to all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Much love, everyone. And we invite you, go ahead, you can sign off yourself because Corey and I like to take a few minutes to visit. This is our visiting time. Thank you, thank you. Mwah.